Hey guys, we have another great episode because we have a guest again 3 times in a row now. We got Sandy and Deno from Denos Tumblers joined us. We got into so many different topics, from cornfields to cruises to engineering cup turners and different craft tools. So it definitely got a little crazy and you're not going to want to miss this one. So check it out.
See, we're still having tea.
All right, guys, welcome back to Craft Tea, episode 33. We have guests. This is 3 weeks in a row?
I'm doing so
And I keep
good.
saying we, but it's not. It's all Sarah. Sarah's been doing all that. She's been on it. She's got a schedule happening and little notes. And
Schedule-ish.
yeah, that's how it says, screenshots of a schedule, kind of. But we're doing it. So we have Deno's with us, Sandy and Deno himself. If you guys want to tell us a little bit about yourselves, and then we'll just get into some conversation and stuff. So please.
Let us know the people behind Deno's.
Deno.
Yeah, if there's any confusion.
There might be nowadays.
The lights are flickering, so we'll see how long we
We
got
have storms.
to do this. Yeah.
Oh.
But, so we run Denos. We make turners. We make fun turners to come. Just wait, it's going to happen.
Ooh.
It's getting
We
crazy.
live in a little small town in Illinois. I always tell everybody there's only 200 people here. He says there's at least 1,000. I don't know where they're at. We live in the country, so maybe that's why I don't see them. I don't know. We have 3 boys, adult boys, 12 grandchildren.
Ooh.
That's a little army.
Yeah, so they're all 10 boys and 2 girls.
Oh.
Our
Jeez.
family was meant to be a boy gang.
Yeah, a bunch of boy makers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with that, but, because my 2 granddaughters are spoiled, so. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And the grand dog is spoiled too.
Yeah, and we have a grand dog.
You guys got a full house going on.
Yeah. Well, about that, so we live in a tiny house. Dennis decided to build this tiny house so the kids would stay away unless they're here to visit. He says it's our time, and they don't get to come back and live here. They don't get to make up home again. We raised them. They're done. They need to grow up and figure out life. And you know what? So far, they've all done that.
That's one way
That's
to do
awesome.
it. So wait, did I just hear you right? You built your house.
Dennis did.
That's
Yeah,
so
we
cool.
made a shed, a 16 by 44, what do you call them?
Metal shed.
No, well, it's metal.
Pole
It's
barn?
a portable building.
Pole barn?
I built it, especially for me, 16 by 44, so they can still haul it down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So when they brought it, I set it up. We got it all set on on blocks, and we started the electricity, and we started plumbing, and we did spraying inside spray foam,
Uh-huh.
which was amazing because now we just run 1 window unit air conditioner, and it's fine all summer,
That's awesome.
and 2 little infrared heaters. Yeah,
It's efficient.
yeah, but it's
And a little fun fact is I bought everything for, like at the inside of the house on a marketplace except for our cabinets and our water fixture things. That's it.
I love that.
Everything else is used. Our walls are from
lumberyard.
a sawmill. We was going down the road one day and it was pouring down rain and I'm like, oh, that stuff is cool. It's like the old, what is that stuff called? Cedar?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
It's
Kinda like
really
cedar.
cool. It's really cool. And our roof is a tin roof. Our ceiling is off of an old
metal building,
barn.
metal barn. Yeah,
One of those old barns you see that people tear down nowadays.
Uh-huh.
It's friggin' amazing.
I think that's so cool that you guys did that. I think that's a lot of fun.
I'm jealous.
I knew it as soon as you guys said the port, because he talks about that all the time, and he'll move us all around. He's like, we'll just get like a pole barn, like Josh makes them all the time, and we'll just drive it down, and you'll see it going down the highway. And I'm like, wait a minute, who's moving where? What are we doing with a pole barn?
I'm ready. Yeah, I just want to go out where you guys are and just put me in a little building and somewhere to keep like my cars and stuff to work on, and I'm set. I don't want nothing else.
Yep, it's nice.
Simplicity is definitely key.
Yeah.
I love that.
So how did you guys start Denos? What prompted Denos to get started? Whose idea was it?
Well, it was your group actually, Tumbler Hacks 101. I was making cups and stuff, and then I got sick, and I ended up selling every single thing in here. And I had 2 turners that he had made me, and I did that, you know, they were for sale or whatever, because I needed money for medical bills at the time. And so a couple ladies reached out to me, and I told Dennis, "Oh, I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to give them to them."
Aww.
You know, so I shipped them to them, and they got them, and they posted in your group that a lady gave one of the ladies posted in your group that someone gave her a turner. And it kind of started from there, because then they were like, "Can they make me a turner?" And blah, blah. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I asked Deno, "Can you make a turner?" And he was working for the city. And he's like, "Well, maybe a couple, you know, nothing too crazy." And I couldn't help at the time, that's for sure. So he made a couple, and then a couple led to another couple.
Well,
And then here we are,
it was November 19.
17.
When 19, when we started actually decided to make it a business. So that was right before COVID tied everybody up, and the internet was nuts.
Yeah.
So when we did that, and we got into like, what was it, 20? January 20? Am I saying that right?
Mhm.
Right after Christmas, we got into it. And we had so many orders that
It's crazy.
I had to quit my job. I had to quit my job just to build dirt.
Yeah.
So that was a blessing. That was a God blessing in disguise for us.
Yeah.
Now we slowed them down a little bit because of the way, small businesses are not good right now because of whatever economy.
Yeah. Yep.
Of course.
So, I mean, it's hurting everybody right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was it. And we've been doing it ever since.
I love that you guys started a business because Sandy gave away her turners. Like, that's beautiful. That was how I started Tumbler Hacks. I started Tumbler Hacks to give away my files because my cups were going viral at the time. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'll email you guys all the file. I made it. I didn't buy it. Like, I don't even know how to buy them. Like, I didn't know people were buying digital files at the time. So I was like, I'll just send it to you." Before I knew it, I had like 60 emails. I'm like, "Oh, I can't send it to all of you." So I was like, I made this group a long time ago. You guys can join it. I'll upload all the files there. And then Tumbler Hacks was born.
That's exactly where it happened for us, too.
That's beautiful. And please do not tell me anytime during this that someone kicked you out of Tumbler Hacks for doing this with the turners, because I'll just be mortified. I'll roll my eyes later. It sucks because 2020 I was so absent from Tumbler Hacks because I was just going through my own thing with, you guys know better than most, like with the boom and stuff. And then comes like, I'm not saying like depression, but kind of like, I don't know, it was a lot. Overwhelmed, I guess. And Tumbler Hacks was one of those things where I'm just like, just deal with it. Probably not my best answer because
They definitely dealt with it.
I take a lot of responsibility for what happened in Tumbler Hacks because I allowed myself to be absent, knowing that that was being done basically in my name, but that's not how I saw it at the time. How I saw it at the time was like, well, that's what she did. That's a decision that she made, like not me. Why would you say it's me? I didn't even click the button. I can screenshot it right now. That's not me in the activity. But my head's at the top of the admin list, and that's not how I saw it at the time. How I saw it at the time is I need to be left alone for a little bit because I got too much going on. I got glitter coming out of my ears. But
Understandable.
I'm glad that it didn't hinder anything.
Yeah, I decided to open our group up because we didn't even have a group forever for doing turners, and I'm like, maybe I should open a group up. And then I talked to my brother who has a business, and he's like, you need to first and foremost get you an LLC, and then start from there. And his accountant, he hooked us up with him, and So I was like, well, dang. And I was getting way too many messages. I was overwhelmed, if I'm being honest.
2020 was wild.
Yeah, well, I've got to figure something out. And I don't want to do Etsy because I hear too many horror stories. So I did the Shopify thing, and it's been fine for us, except for the shipping. It sucks.
I saw that you guys were having trouble with shipping.
It's bad. I'm still having trouble. So last night, a girl tried to order one of these, or actually two of them. It was costing her $16.
And you just use Shopify's shipping straight?
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I guess I need to figure out how to do something else, right?
Yeah, well, because even with what they have, USPS just started doing their Ground Advantage shipping option, and that's like exponentially cheaper than anything. Because we were primarily shipping UPS SurePost, which if you guys ever use that service, UPS will ship like 90% of it, and they'll drop it off at the last post office. And then USPS delivers it to the actual household or residence or whatever. But it would take longer because it's going from UPS to USPS. So that's why it was so much more affordable. USPS then, I know the letters are getting confusing. USPS, them just coming out with Ground Advantage now negated that need for that middleman because it's cheaper just to go with them right off the rip, and it's a little bit faster because it doesn't have to change hands that extra time. So I don't know if that's being offered on your Shopify now, but I definitely look into it because Ground Advantage it shouldn't be $16 to ship something small like that.
No, and this is a really good topic too, because I think a lot of people are having trouble with this and they don't understand how to fix it, especially with Shopify, because Shopify just wants to be the shell and keep getting paid, and they don't want to be like responsible for all that inner stuff, so you got to get all the apps. Do we even use an app anymore?
Yeah, I use advanced shipping rules still, but that's just because we have so many different products and so many different shipping thresholds. My shipping is so complicated, and that's why I have a decent grasp on more straightforward shipping, because I have to have free shipping thresholds if you buy so much glitter, if you buy so much epoxy, and if you buy so much vinyl, all separately, because they get shipped in separate packages most of the time. So it's like the back end of my site is very confusing. It's a lot. Yeah.
But if you want to check it out, we use ShipStation, and ShipStation gives us really great rates. I don't know how they compare to Shopify's rates anymore because I haven't used it in quite some time, but it might be, worth it to check it out. That's an unaffiliated thing. I don't even get a link or nothing, man. Giving ShipStation all the shout outs.
Yeah, ShipStation links directly with Shopify, though. That's something to look into if you haven't used it. Use ShipStation.
Yeah, I definitely need to do something because we don't have very many small products, but what we do, we're missing out on because they're not going to order it. I would not order it for $16 on top of the $4 it costs.
No, of course.
$4 and it's $16 to ship.
I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how many sales we've lost, but it's what it is at this point.
How did you even come up with the thing in your hand? Because I recognize that gets the Johns out of the cups if they go in too far, right?
Yeah.
So because that's a very cool thing and it helps.
Yeah, so we were at, what was the event we was at last year? 2 years ago.
CultureCon.
DIY's event.
Yes. CultureCon.
And Missy Leonard come running out of there. She's like, I can't get this darn foam out of this cup. And I'm like, what? She's like, I can't get this foam out of this cup. So Dennis got it out, of course. And then he sat out there and pondered for a minute. And he's like, I got him. And this was born.
I love that. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I saw. They're so cool.
Perfect.
It's genius.
Yeah, it's so simple.
Do you have engineering background, Deno?
No. Just back in the day.
It's going on YouTube.
Just back in the day.
You don't want to tell secrets.
When you're a porter, you come up with ideas to fix things you got.
Yes.
I've got just like I've got solar panels on my little tiny home here. I've got a battery pack inside that will run stuff off of when we lose power out here. But this is actually to help you do something with concrete.
Oh.
Can you see it, Jason? I figured Jason would notice what it was right over
It's an anchor for your concrete. When you pour concrete, you put that on your walls to hold your concrete.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So I figured that out that would work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just taking a reapplication of something and making it work for what we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't just buy one. You got to buy like hundreds. So it's a perfect thing because not every crafter's going to want 100 of these, right?
No.
So I was like, just get a bunch and we'll just offer them for cheap for whatever we pay for them. So that's what we did.
That's really cool.
I feel like I see a lot of the like more niche type trinkets and inventions and stuff in our space generally have come from like the husbands that have experience outside of crafting, because it kind of takes that outside of the box thought to come into it. Like I have nothing to do with crafting before this, but I had to do a lot of rigging and everything doing line work. So that's why I'm pretty good at like just fabrication type stuff. Same thing with you, it seems. Will with Ashley and Craft Crate, like, he comes up with all these super intricate designs and stuff. And it's just like, where did that come from? And it's like, because he wasn't thinking about it, or we weren't thinking about it from a crafter's perspective, And I love the cross kind of ideas that have been born from all of these like duos, essentially, all these partnerships.
And it's all these women making these cups, running to the guys like, I got this foam stuck in this tumbler and I don't know what to do. And you're like, well, hold on a second, I'll figure it out. And it's like, you go and you cry. I've gone to Jason and cried 100 times. I'm like, my cup keeps falling off my turner and I can't keep doing this and I don't know what to do. I'm putting it on the way the video says. And he's like, well, why don't you do it this way? I'm like, cause fix it.
I always tell everybody that us women in the duo businesses couldn't do it without our other halves. Honestly, you, Rachel, Donald, us.
We'd still be hand spinning cups over top of a upside down chair somewhere with turners falling off every which way and bugs in everything. Like we footballs for everybody. No Dollar Trees would have any footballs.
I feel like a lot of it too is just the husbands to say like, yo, slow down for a sec, because it's you guys, and I don't want to like put everyone in a box, but when the orders come in, especially if you're the cup maker, you're like, I don't have time to stop and think about like the process. I just got to make these cups now. And it's like, but if you stop for a second, we can make it so much easier for all the cups in the future, And I think that that's where all that came in. It's like Sarah said, we'd be still using cup turners with footballs that fall off every 2 seconds. If it was up to all the cup makers themselves, I don't have the time to come up with a new cup turner. I got to make these cups now.
We did one thing I did like is the noodles. Mm-hmm. We would buy so many noodles that in 100 square mile around our house, nobody had it because we was buying so many of them and cutting them on salt.
Yeah.
For cups. Now,
they just wouldn't keep their compression.
Yeah, now I have much left over. I've been using them for shipping. So
there you go.
All turners like your guys' event, I'll stick foam in there to keep them from moving or falling forward on all my stuff.
That's smart.
For a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I see a lot of like prop building for Halloween and Christmas decorations and stuff. You just make a PVC frame and then box it out and pull noodles to give it that like shape.
And this year it's going crazy with that stuff, and I'm like, what?
It's Facebook, man. The power that Facebook groups have in like influencing what the majority of everybody is interested in year after year is kind of like insane to me.
Oh yeah,
and
it
Tumbler
dictates what
making
I like.
is part of that, But like with the prop making and I'm in a bunch of Halloween prop making groups on Facebook, and I've just watched the rise of it every year. When I started collecting Halloween decorations when I was old enough to like buy stuff at 18, you'd go at the end of the season and the store shelves would be full of stuff on clearance. Now, because it's become so popular, it's gone. Like it doesn't even make it to clearance. The shelves are empty. When it hits the shelf now, they're paying full price for the big skeletons and the big everything. And I'm like, I was part of the craze for a little bit, but it gets a little crazy.
He used to send me to stores the day after Halloween because we used to go together, but then one year he was away on storm and he's like, please babe, I need you to go to the Halloween store and Home Depot. I need the dinosaur They had the horses, and I want anything you can find at the Halloween store. And I'm like, all right, fine. I plan it out. I got my anxieties up to here. I'm freaking out. I'm sitting out Home Depot at like 4:50 in the morning. I start there. I go in and I talk to them about the damn dinosaur. It's only one dinosaur, and they got to take it apart. Imagine that. And I'm like, all right, I got another stop to make. Get my dinosaur boxed up. I'll be back. Take my, what I have, a Dodge Dart. Take my Dodge Dart back over to the Halloween store. Go in there and show Jason pictures of what's in there. Of course, there's these two humongous gargoyle things that he needs both. He said, get me both of those. And I'm like, okay, what else? He's like, the fog machine, this, that, and that, and this. And I'm like, oh my God, I put my cell phone on the gargoyle thinking that's gonna hold it. These things are heavy and they're in the middle of the store. So now I'm like dragging these darn gargoyles over. I gotta go get my stupid dinosaur soon. And and it dawns on me at the registers, how am I going to get these damn gargoyle things inside of my car? This little Dodge Dart ain't gonna, and Jason's away. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm also not going to get all the damn dinosaur parts in there, but I did. And so I go home and I'm like, all right, well, my only other option is this damn mini truck that doesn't even start up brakes. We had just gotten our first mini truck, I think, at the time. And if you're not familiar with them, they go flat to the ground. And it's a pickup truck. I'm gonna use this, but I had to jump it to get it to work. I had not jumped a car by myself at this point. To make it weirder, I only have a jump pack. I don't have jumper cable. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna blow myself up or something bad's gonna happen. I'm like YouTubing it.
This is a person that won't even put air in a tire.
I don't believe what anyone's saying. They're like, yeah, just connect it here and there. And I'm like, I'm gonna freaking lose my mind. This guy has no idea that I'm taking the mini truck. I'm not even running it by him because I ain't got time for you to tell me no. So I got it started though. You know, I got that all the way there and everyone walked past me dragging these damn gargoyles out of the store and loaded them in the truck. Not one person asked me if I needed help either, but I got them and now they're still up front of our house today. The dinosaur, however, didn't make it.
You had Deno there. Deno asked you to get it out.
Oh yeah, I would have not had to go back and get anything, I'm positive.
That's what the dinosaur, he didn't make it over the years. He's in the closet in pieces because I want to try to fix him. But the gargoyles remain out front of my house year round for the past 5 years now, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think they just like work, you know?
That was the last time we were able to get anything half price. We got them like 75% off.
Yeah, you can't. Now I see people post them on Facebook now and they're like, oh, I just found these. And they're like jacking up prices now. And I'm like, you guys are crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Life is crazy right now.
It's so interesting to see the way that everything is going.
$6 for a bag of chips. I'm like, the bag of chips, they used to be like $2 something, $6. I don't know if I like chips that much.
We went to the store the other day for like, and I'm not, judge me if you want, I don't care. But we've been on the road since June, right?
Uh-huh.
So I literally haven't been to the grocery store since before June. And when we were gone, one of our trips, our big freezer, the electric went out for a couple of days here.
Mm-hmm.
And our big freezer, all of our food was deep frosted or whatever.
Right.
So we literally, we knew it was. So it came back on. It was all frozen. We didn't use it. It sits on our, underneath our awning and stuff. And we was like, okay, when we get back from all this, we will take it to the dumpster and throw it away, but not until. So I was like, we had to go to the grocery store because we were planning on putting it in the dumpster on this last Tuesday for our dumpster pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And so he loaded it. It almost made me cry because I know there was a whole lot of money there. Then we went to the grocery store and we barely got a cart full of groceries and it was $417. I was like,
Jesus.
Lord have mercy, we're going to starve. At least I'll be skinny now.
Sandy. But seriously though, the amount of money that and I'm looking at like the price of cereal and I'm like, why are we paying $8 for a box of Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yes.
And then in New Jersey, you also have to pay $1 for the damn bag to put it in.
That's ridiculous.
When we was on our cruise, we stopped at St. Thomas. We was talking to a guy over there. On the islands, of course, it's because their milk is like $16, $17 a gallon. Because they got to get it.
At St. Martin.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we don't do too bad.
No, at that point, I'd be like, how much is the cow?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We have no cows.
No,
Get me one of those over
They
here.
need to start getting some cows. It sounds like a cow farm,
He said,
a dairy farm in St. Martin will probably do good business.
oh my. That would be, I think, amazing business, honestly. If you could find a spot on the little island.
Yeah. Carve me out a little patch. I'll figure it out.
I don't know, the way the economy's going over here, it's not sounding very bad right now.
That's what I told him. I was like, let's just go to an island and stay, I guess. I don't know.
That's the goal.
I told his milk was 16. He's like, I'd never survive.
That's a lot.
yeah.
And we think we have it bad.
You see, we did 25 years on the road building power plants. And that's why, like, I know what Jason feels because he did the lines and stuff, and we
Yeah.
did power plants and stuff like that. And I know. And you see so much stuff that you can figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
He's right.
Oh yeah.
Exactly right.
That's especially out in that field in line work. Almost every tool that we use was like made. You know what I mean? Like it was somebody that had to come up with an idea of like, how the hell do I do this? You're not just using like regular old hammers and screwdrivers most of the time. It's like specialty equipment and specialty tools because it's all just very niche specialty work.
Oh,
Yeah. This is true. So what do you guys got going on now? Did I hear you guys are working on something new? Is there anything you're allowed to talk about? I mean, you're allowed to do whatever you want, but
This will be next
Monday coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Oh, that means you guys got to watch out for what's going to happen soon if you want to see it.
So what, it's over there actually, because we had to bring it home to paint it. So we're doing, like, we were commissioned to do a special turner for a lady.
I'm sure.
Oh, look at Deno.
Just put it in. So I'll give you a sneak peek.
Ah. Oh.
Sorry for. Oh.
I can't wait to see it. That's going to be freaking cool.
It's pretty, it's badass. It's 10,
I'm going to need to know how much a smaller version is.
longer 10. It's freaking amazing. And the way it's being, the way I'm gonna do the top, it's just gonna be cool for her.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see how it comes out, and I'm going to need like a 2 to 4 cut version.
That's why I told you. I was like, we're gonna have to build smaller ones. I just got this feeling because I know people that are obsessed with these things.
I just spent the whole morning buying bat and coffin and ghost decor for my kitchen because I'm obsessed with like turning it into like a bat kitchen. And I'm sitting there talking to Patty the whole time. I'm like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, but I couldn't stop. Like I'm obsessed, and I think everyone's gonna be obsessed with that. I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know he's already got something else up his sleeve that's vertical. Gonna be amazing. I know, I'm so excited.
See, this is so much more fun than building power plants, right?
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, it definitely is.
It's good as long as you can afford the bills.
Right?
Yeah.
This is true.
Right now we're going crazy.
I'm telling you, things got to get better before they get worse. Right? I said things got to start getting better before they get worse, right? With the economy.
I don't know. I mean, UAW or whatever's in strike, so
What was that?
the car manufacturers, some of them are striking.
Oh, goodness. I can't even keep up these days.
Yeah, we're not at the bottom yet, I don't think.
No.
You gotta wait until after
I think,
post-election.
well, I mean, I think we'll survive if we can just, I don't know what the hell.
Hang in there.
I don't know what we
Just
gotta
hang in
do.
there and see what happens.
Yes.
You either need another pandemic or we gotta wait for the election to happen.
I wasn't gonna go political, but.
Yeah, no, it's just unfortunately that's where the economy is. It's tied to
Yes.
it's tied to elections, and right now you're just gonna have to wait.
Isn't that crazy though?
It's-
Isn't that crazy.
Yeah, that the people are kind of like strangleheld just to flex votes. You know, you mess with your wallet.
United
It's
States-
easy to convince people when you mess with their wallets. You know.
Yes. We're the United States of America. We shouldn't all be feeling like this. We just shouldn't.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's the world we live in, I suppose. Well, just us in the United States. I would love to move to another country, and I say that, but what would I do there? You know what I mean?
I know, that's what I say.
All my friends are here, all my family's here. And international flights are expensive.
We'd be lonely.
Yep, it sounds great on paper, but then you're like, all right, well, what if we just like adopted like your policies over here? Like, let's get some healthcare and stuff like that and money. Like, could you give us some money? Someone give us some money? Anyone?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just stay here, and we're gonna work it out. We're gonna make there. It'll be all right.
Yes. Is it still hot for you guys over in Illinois? What's the weather like? Because it just got cold here.
Right now it's rainy. It's probably 68 degrees outside.
Will it stay like that for the fall? Do you guys get fall?
Yeah, it's fall right now. We're getting the leaves. Some leaves are starting to change. The crops are all almost ready to start being harvested. So yeah, we've already had 52 degrees. One morning was 52 degrees.
I don't know why.
So, 'cause then it warms up to 80. So I mean,
Okay, so it's like
Yeah,
here.
it's similar to here, yeah.
I don't know what, like I've always known that other places in the US obviously don't have like seasons, but until I started networking with people in other states and I'm like, it's so cold here and they're like at their pool and I'm like, how? But like, so like I've always known it's a thing, but now actually seeing it in front of my face, I'm like, but why is it so cold here all the time?
Yeah, it's like you do a call with like Jen or Cassie at Two Moms or any of them, and they're always just like sunglasses on and trying to block out. They're like, you know, in tank tops and sitting by pool sides, and I'm like, no, that's not. We don't have any of that here right now. Gray skies.
we're straight across from y'all, so we're gonna get about basically the same kind of weather y'all get.
Okay.
And the storms. How did that hurricane? Did it come through and hit y'all?
It's doing it this weekend, they said. We're going to get, they said, the storm that's happening right now, they said they don't know if it'll be named, but on the morning news this morning, they said we're going to have very wind-swept, rainy weekend. So 50 mile per hour gusts on Saturday for us.
Is that big?
That's a lot. Yeah, there will be power outages for sure. Huh?
Did you guys get hit with, what was that one that come up the East Coast just a week ago?
Very barely.
We just got, yeah, we honestly kind of like skirted that. We got a decent amount of rain over the weekend. And then after that, it was pretty fine. But yeah, it wasn't really bad. We didn't get a lot of wind from that or anything because it stayed further out in the ocean. But this one, we're going to get like a whole ton of wind this weekend. And I was going to start decorating all the rest of my Halloween stuff. But no, I'm going to wait now. That's the one problem. Our house, we get a lot of like crosswind because I'm like right next to a field. We're in a residential neighborhood, but there's a big field next to us. And there used to be a tree line, but power company cut it down because the substation's right behind it in the field. So I guess it was just easier for them to stop having to maintain the branches. So they cut all of them down. So I get the whole cross breeze from the field now. So all my decorations, especially in the fall when it's hurricane season, you know, September, all my stuff wants to just like go down the street. And I'm like really reluctant to build out. I always want to go bigger, but I'm like really nervous because it's all going to just get messed up.
Right. Oh, yeah. That would suck.
Yes. Do you guys have you're done, right, for the year with events?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think events are done for the rest of the year, aren't they?
I think that's next year that there's an October event. I think the major ones are done and there's probably some weekend tricklers in there somewhere.
Yeah. We're going to JPJ's for Nola's little thingy.
Oh, yeah, the battle thing.
That's going to be good.
I think that's going to be really fun.
We went to Florida, so it was perfect when they asked us when we come up, and I'm like, Denos, it's Florida!
I still can't believe that I lost all those arms. And I said it, I don't know if you guys watched my GACE episode a few weeks ago, but I even said it. I was like, Deno said, do not put these out. They will go missing. And you know, thinking back on it, whether or not someone took it or it rolled behind a table or it just got misplaced, of course they're going to go somewhere. And then I'm coming in having the worst morning already and shit's already hitting the fan. And here comes Deno leaving my little area with his cart like, I got you on some arms. They were missing. I just checked. And I'm like, that was like, one, you warned me the day before to watch them. And then, I don't know, I don't remember if you were over there for a different reason or you just had a feeling to go check and Half the flipping arms are missing. That was just really solid. And I don't know if you guys knew how much I needed that morning for someone else to just think about something for me before my brain exploded out of my head.
Yeah, he tries to keep an eye on the classrooms where I just stay at the booth because he doesn't quite know how to run like the credit cards and stuff. So he tries to stay over there and keep an eye on everything and make sure everything's okay. It's all right.
Or when we break our drill bit.
Guys.
Yeah, he's always got a drill bit for me when I break mine. That was crazy. I drove all the way back to our warehouse to get a couple things that I forgot, but I was like, absolutely grab the drill bit because I know that I forgot mine. And I get back and I put it in and I turn the screw like half a turn, the first screw, and the bit snapped in half. And I was ready to take that drill and throw it at the wall at that point. I was like, yeah, that's why I was like, do you have a bit? That was very helpful.
I told Jason to go over and ask, and the look on his face was like, and it had nothing to do with anyone else. He was just like, I'd rather just yeet myself right over a bridge right now than do anything else than just this. I just need it to work. And I forget who was next to me, but I'm like, please go to Deno's and ask them for a drill or a bit or anything. And I think you did wind up going over yourself, right?
Yeah.
It was a hard weekend.
Well, I seen the look on his face when I talked to him. He was trying to give him a tick. He was ready to tear something up. I get it.
Yeah, it was just like that. That was the straw.
You guys do a lot of build out per se at your events also, so that's a whole other production show there. You guys are busy.
That's what excites him. He gets excited when he gets to build stuff. So build all your things. As long as I can keep doing what I'm doing and you're not bothering me, go. Do it.
Yeah, I think that's like, it's like idle hands, There's definitely, I could definitely focus on other things and outsource some stuff and make it so that I wouldn't have to build anything per se for any of the events that we do, but I can't. I feel like I have to make something, and then after I make one thing, I'm like, okay, what else can I make? And maybe it puts a little extra on the plate, but yeah, even like Sean, because Sean's not a maker, at all. Like at all, even a little bit. So whenever I would come up with something and come in the room and be like, Sean, look, I'm gonna do like this Barbie box, or I'm gonna make this, he's like, sure, like whatever you say. He's like, because I'm not gonna help.
Remember the one time I asked him if he would? I'm like, will you please help Jason make whatever it was? Maybe it was the shaker or it was something else. And he was just like, you want me to help him? I'm like, honestly, I just want you to go in there and keep the man company and hand him stuff if he wants you to hand him stuff. Like, please go be me in there because I ain't got time to do it right now. And I just don't think he wants to be alone.
He did a good job. He did a good job when we first got there, walking around, telling us what he needed or what, and I even asked what he needs from us.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? Mm-hmm. He handled the situation great, even though he was getting hammered because of the air conditioning situation.
Oh yeah, that's his forte though.
It is what it is. Let's just wait and see what happens.
Yep.
That's his.
He did good. He did good.
That's his thing. Is like shuffling people and shuffling stuff like that. That's where I don't thrive. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, okay, put tools in my hand. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want leave me back here to screw things together.
You did good. Both of you did good. All three of you did amazing.
Thank you guys.
We liked it.
It wasn't so bad. It was hot, but the whole, we did what we could with what we had.
Right.
But don't ask me to go back to the showboat for that matter.
No, I'm not even going back there for anything.
No.
I got like a stack of game cards, and I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with these? Because
You're
I'm
gonna
not.
dispute the charge.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not bringing them. I'm not gonna go play. I don't want to go
Half
play.
of them were empty.
Oh yeah, we were
Half of
we were
those-
swiping the cards, and they were coming up empty.
Oh, I didn't even try mine. I forgot about them.
It probably was empty also. Just keep adding to my embarrassment of the weekend. Here I am handing out arcade cards to people, and they're coming back like, there's nothing on this. And I'm like, but there should be.
So you guys, I think they pointed out at the showboat, you was going to be in the area across from the go-kart.
Yes.
Yeah, where they were like roller skating and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad they did that.
Could you imagine the foot traffic we would have got right there? We were jazzed up about it. We were so excited. Instead, we got the front desk telling everyone that our event was canceled.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
we thought the foot traffic that we were going to get was beyond what anyone else could possibly muster up with that area right there. And we were all, I mean, it was like February and we're watching hundreds of people walk by. Of course they're going to poke their heads in like, what do you guys got? Like, what's going on in there?
Yeah.
Right.
It would have been great had they not messed with you.
Yeah.
It was still great. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. We enjoyed the boardwalk.
Yes, that was freaking amazing. The event was perfectly fine. I mean, it was warm. Oh well, who cares? Get on with your life,
But
right?
they did screw you up. I get that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go back either if I was you.
No.
So.
It really warmed my heart and still does the way everyone just pivoted. Like I felt like every vendor there kind of like saw what we were doing and what we were going through. And they were just like, what do you need? Especially used to. And Sarah from Banff, she was equally awesome. Even just calming us down and letting us know that we're not the worst was like huge for us at that point. Cause it's like,
It's so stressful when you put months, almost a year of planning into something and then it just like gets torn asunder weeks out. You know, it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
and then there was things that like there was things that we could control that I had messed up. That I did. Like,
And that's what makes it 10 times worse.
I was so like I forgot the freaking cups for the Misfit Makers class. And it sucked because we pivoted at the last minute for their class to help sell tickets and everything, and they were the only ones not using the plumps, and their previous craft was 24 plumps. So, and I remember as soon as what's her name came and got me, and she's like, "Do you have the cups for the Misfits class?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And I'm walking, and I turn around, and I was like, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And I just like, let me think for a minute. And I seen them. I seen the freaking cups in my head at the warehouse. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Everyone made everything amazing. The Misfits freaking killed their whole class. It was amazing. They pivoted with the plumps. And I just could, like, that was something I could have prevented. But everything else on my plate at the time, right before it, I'm like, I just can't win. I just can't even win. The things that they're messing up, the things that
And those are things you're going to run into issues with anything that's like happening, like a live event like that. And it's just when you have the circumstances that we couldn't do anything about, that's just what makes it worse. It's like, okay, we forgot our cups and now we got to figure out what to do. Plus
In
it's
5
hot.
minutes.
Plus it's hot and smells like sewage. So like, it's like, if it was like just, okay, we got to figure out what to do with these cups, and it's air conditioned and it smells fucking lovely in here, then it's a lot better to deal with. But that's not what we had. So it made everything so much more just aggravating. It was like everything was like the last straw. You know? It's like anything that came up, you're like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go walk in traffic.
That's why I told her at the start of this year, I said, look, we want to be there a day before. That way we can go make sure we have a room. Because we pulled up on places where we've had supposed to be there. And they said, no, we have no room for you. Huh? I mean, so it's trust me, even on our part, it happens. If you don't go early, I find out that you have a lot more difficult stuff going on around you because you're in a hurry.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's you. You like to be early. I'm like, no, we got time. We'll show up the morning of. What would we go early for?
And then he had the problem with the trailer and the tire on the way back. And we was gonna head down that way to help, and you guys had help, so we got moving and we could come back home because we was gonna go help you. So yeah, I get it. I know there's problems. You have problems.
Yeah. They always pop up when you don't want them to, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. But it is amazing to have people like you that do help. There was a post like a month ago that you did something for somebody else too, wasn't it, at a convention or something? I feel like you're always helping somebody. Oh, what was it? I don't know. Someone was in distress and here comes Deno.
Oh, yeah.
It was an in-person thing because was a picture of you, and now I'm going to have to go back and figure out what it was. But, I mean, I feel like there's always a post where you're in helping somebody somewhere.
We, the one in, where was that one with Sarah or the other? We just did it with Misfit Makers. They had their
Oh, their birthday bash.
we got birthday bash. We got there early. And we was out there whenever
He's deaf. He
You
can't
pulled
hear.
up?
That's why he screams.
whenever who pulled up.
Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah pulled up, and I said, "Hey, yeah." So I started helping her unload the car, and we just helped her get in there because
She was by herself.
Yeah.
Barry wasn't there yet.
So I mean, it's just that's why we go early, so we
Yeah.
can make sure everything goes. So we can make sure we get. If we need to help, we'll help, and if they need to help us, they can help us. So I mean, it's just I look at it a two-way street. I mean, somebody's gonna help me, I'm gonna help them.
Yeah, and you
For
just
sure.
don't really realize sometimes how much you can impact someone's day. Like I said, I mean, seeing you walking out of the little class area with them, with your wagon, knowing that you just if we didn't talk like this, you might not have known how much of an impact that had on my morning. And it was, it might have been something small at the time, but it wasn't to me. And I'm sure that's been to other people too, where it's just like the right time in the right place and just doing something nice to do something nice.
Right.
It is, and yeah, honestly, like for us, it's just something we do, help people. It's just something we do. So it's like everybody in our town knows us. They know if you need help, Sandy or Deno's going to be there to help, or both, or whatever, right? So it's just like a natural thing for us. So we don't think twice about it most of the times. Just like, I'm just going to throw this out there. Nikki's Tumbler con, two years ago, they needed help. We didn't provide the turners, but they needed help in there. Dennis, grabbed his bag and he was gone. He didn't care, he didn't care whose it was, what it was. And when I tell you it was just natural to us, I didn't think another thing about that. I didn't think of nothing, but then the impact it had on us afterwards with people will just saying, I can't believe your husband was in there working on that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was heartwarming, honestly, because it's natural and we don't think of, we feel like everybody does it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And so it doesn't feel any different. Like, I feel like if we were in distress somewhere, it would be the same. But, I hear, no, that's not the same. That's not how people are.
Yeah.
No,
But it should be. I mean,
it is.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we love doing it. So.
Well, see, we had something happen here. When was this? It's right before the birthday bash. I was asleep. A little girl got lost in the cornfield right down the road from us.
Mm-hmm.
So she was getting ready to just wake me up so we could go down there and start being with the cops and start looking.
Literally right around the corner.
Oh, I got the chills.
As soon as she got me awake, they texted back, our buddy that's the sheriff, he texted back and says, hey, we found him.
Oh, good.
We was fixing to go do that.
5 years old in the cornfield.
I'll
Sheesh.
cry.
Because we live in the middle of the cornfield.
Cornfields, kids can go into plain and they get turned
Yeah.
around and they can't find their way back out.
Yeah.
Poor kids.
Because nighttime was coming and they knew they had to find her to the coyote would be perfect. So.
That's yeah, we don't even think about that stuff too often because, I got turkeys around my house, but that's about it.
And it's even weird that we have turkeys. Yeah, there's like suburban turkeys in our neighborhood. There's like I think you can like Google it, like South Jersey turkeys. And somebody at one point had like a couple turkeys as like pets or something like that. And they like let them out and then they just bred and bred and bred. And they literally roam the streets randomly every year. And there's just new ones. So like they like our yard a lot of the times.
Because we're on a dead end street with a pond and then the field.
Yeah, so they'll like go and do some feeding down at the pond and they'll come down and since we're the corner house, I guess, with like extra grass, they'll just like, we'll come out in the morning and they'll be like sleeping in the lawn.
But also the who also loves our block and that field and that pond are the geese.
Oh, and they have turf wars.
They
The
really
geese
do.
and
They
the
fight in the
turkeys,
street.
it's wild. They're like what gobble and like hiss at each other. It's like kind of crazy. You just see these big fat birds out in the street just like arguing.
You need to do the fighting thing and video it and say goose against freaking turkey.
Yeah, I definitely have to.
Yeah,
The
last
next
time.
time.
It's been a while since I got a video of it.
I was gonna say we definitely.
What'd you
have
say?
When we say UFC foul, foul for bird.
I love
It
that.
would be. Oh my God, we got to get a video of it. The
Yeah.
geese should be leaving now.
I was gonna say that we probably have footage on our phones somewhere.
Oh, I definitely do. I remember
Okay.
the one in the corner.
Yeah. 'Cause they're
Damn
always-
turkeys.
TikTok video on it
Yeah.
next time you get a chance.
I got to figure out how to use that crap.
Yeah, I haven't.
Everything's content, Jason. Everything's content.
I know.
He's
I'm trying to
learning
get
that.
better. Look, I listen. It's not. It's at my desk.
Time lapse this week.
It's at my desk, but I literally got a second phone to force myself to make more content.
I know
was
none
like-
of that makes sense there because
Yeah,
he
it
has
doesn't
a
make
phone.
sense, but I have an Android phone and I'm not like good at making stuff. So I got an iPhone for the company to just do, because Chris is all I everything. And I figured it would make it easier to just be able to record. If I was recording everything on the iPhones and send everything over to Chris to like do final edits, it'll simplify it instead of having to go from Android to Apple all the time and stuff. It's the way it worked in my head. So far, it's working. Right?
He made He made 2 videos this
I
week
shot
by
2
himself.
time lapses alone. They have not been posted or edited anywhere, but I made them. So
Hey, that's the first step.
yeah, I didn't add like music and effects because I'm not good at that stuff.
Well, it's probably
That's
Chris.
what Chris is here for.
Most of my videos are done, but I still post them.
I don't think they're dumb.
Oh, I cannot do none of that stuff. I just post.
You got to have that messy bun confidence.
Yeah.
You flop it around a little bit, show people what the thing is. See?
You tell him to get off your lazy bun. Your messy.
It is lazy too. There's too much hair in it.
No, you can never have too much hair. My
Sarah's
messy-
definitely jealous of your bun. I know.
I
that she
am.
is.
It looks nice, and I can't do it because all my extensions are out. So I just got like nothing, and it's like a sad bun.
Yeah, think about.
I'll do it.
She gets extensions so that she can have a nice bun. So she gets longer hair so that she can tie it up. That's, yeah.
Sarah.
It's
Well,
like,
that's why they're not in right now, because it started getting a little chaotic and a little expensive, and the place I go is an hour away. I'm there for 6 hours when I go in because I don't want to do 2 trips. So this is time I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be an adult and just let my hair be thin and whatever and just be stupid.
she's so overdramatic. And she's jealous of my thick, luscious locks that I have.
I'm jealous too. I don't have thick hair.
My hair grows in so thick. It's like a bush.
Not your face hair.
Oh my god.
I can't grow facial hair though. This is it. This is like 6 months not shaving. Not really, but this is more like 4 months.
He's excited that event season is over because he gets to play and not have to shave. You don't want to shave.
It's almost no shave November.
That's right.
Right? I still have to shave it against the kitchen.
I can't stand it.
Every year I have to pregame for No Shave November. I have to start in September because I can't. If I start, I've tried it. I've done a November 1st to November 30th, like No Shave November, and it's so bad. I only grow neck hair. And it's very, very pubic looking.
Have you
So
ever
it's
seen his
not
hairy?
nice.
Have you ever seen his hairy picture?
No.
No, there's like a
I'll
picture.
have to dig it up and show you.
Well, Sarah can send it to you. It's not good.
It was a time period. You did it.
I was putting in. I knew it didn't look good, but I
It
just
didn't
wanted to
look
know what
bad.
happened.
It didn't look bad.
I just wanted to try.
This is true. Jason, he does these. He likes to do something to completion, and I don't know if that's the best way to explain it. Like, he will go on a special diet just to be able to follow the rules type thing. And a diet's not the best thing to a program. Any kind of program where he's in a box and he's got specific rules to follow, I feel you just like get enjoyment out of those things.
Yeah, I guess it kind of keeps me in check sometimes.
He does it with all kinds of stuff. Not eating meat, growing your hair out.
I think it's just stuff to look forward to the next day. You're just like checking on your progress. I don't know.
Whatever makes him happy
I have
is
no
what
idea.
I say.
Right.
Me, I can't follow any rules. You can't put me in any kind of box. I can't follow any kind of program. I'll do it maybe for a few hours. Sometimes I'll do it for 3 days. And then I'm just like, what am I doing here again?
So
Start 3 days.
are the holidays big around you guys? Like how far is your neighbor, or how close is your neighbor?
He's probably about a football field. I don't know. Probably about a quarter of a mile away.
So you don't get trick or treaters.
No.
So you don't decorate for Halloween?
We don't even decorate.
For anything?
See, you love to decorate. I'm the guy that I don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? That's just-
I don't have time to take it down. Like I put it up, but like so last season Halloween, I went soft because I knew that I didn't feel like putting it all away because it was our first like full year with Alex and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna be exhausted. I don't want to do this. So I went light, and I actually got flack from the kids in the neighborhood and their parents because I usually go big. So I did like a half kind of decoration thing, still decorated. They literally came up and talked shit to me. They came up and they were like, so the one mom was like, my kid really was looking forward and this is all you did this year? And I'm like, well, first off, like F you and your kid, you know, like at least I did something. And I always give out big candy bars too. I give out full-size candy bars, like back up, take your candy, enjoy the skeletons and leave.
That's right. That's right.
The one dad came up and noticed his motorcycle was gone and literally asked us if we had to sell the motorcycle because we had a baby. He was like, oh, I guess you had to sell the Harley because you had the baby. And I'm like, who are you, first of all? And no, I don't even know if you had actually sold it at that point yet. And regardless, you sold it because you don't ride it, not because you...
Yeah, I sold
Why
it
is that
literally
any of your
because the
business,
last
sir?
time I used it was I strapped a skeleton to it during Halloween. I literally wouldn't even get on it myself ever.
People were like, oh, I guess you didn't decorate because of the baby. And I'm like, no, like we decorated the year before and we had the baby that year. She was an infant that year and we did the whole big thing. So like, don't kill us for not decorating so big this year, guys. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, the thing I take away from that is that they missed it. Is what
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I told Jason, is that they were let down because they liked it
They were.
so much.
Yeah, I think that they were definitely were looking forward.
They're let down. They're just used to him bringing his A game.
They're entitled. They're entitled.
Yeah. And
New Jersey's very entitled.
our neighborhood doesn't decorate, like a lot of the houses, they do like minor decorations, but our house is one of the like more fully decked out ones. So I think because I would like, you know, reeled it back that the kids were just like, well, I don't have anything else to look at. I mean, like,
What you doing this year, Jason?
I'm gonna go back to what I did 2 years ago, but I think but it like kind of a mix. I think I was gonna simplify. I started going off the rails, like I said, during the pandemic especially. I was part of the hype train. I was buying every decoration. I got all kinds of stuff to the point that nothing was matching anymore, and that drives me crazy. I need like a theme. So I'm sticking with like skeletons and spiders and that's it. So anything that's not skeletons and spiders, I either decorated the warehouse with already because we have the dimensional haunted warehouse class coming up. So I started using, I have a lot of decorations. Like, so like out front we have the 12-foot like pumpkin guy out front of the warehouse and the whole lobby's decked out. But just skeletons and spiders. And this year I wanted to get one of them like projectors where you can do it on your whole house. But my house is
Weird shaped.
it's not like it's weird shaped. It's because we're a corner house. We don't have the type of yard to sit the projector back far enough to do the whole house. So I can only really project on like half of it. So I don't know. They're kind of expensive and I don't really have the money for it. So I was like, maybe I'll sizzle it.
We feel you, brother. We feel you.
So what do you guys do for fun out there? What's your hobbies when you're not making Turners?
Well, I took I've got an old camper that started leaking, and we tore it all off of the frame, and now I'm starting to build a yard barn on top of the trailer frame.
Well, that would be
What?
fun.
What is it?
Yard barn on a trailer, on a camper frame.
So you can move it?
Yeah, so I can move it.
Oh, his gears are turning now.
I like things that move. I like mobile stuff, you know?
Well, in our county here, they tax your yard barns. It's crazy.
Sheds is what he's saying.
Okay.
Boy, yeah, they tax a shed that you can move. Yeah,
That's
how crazy it is here. That's why I'm building one on my camper frame so I can move.
That's what I had when I was still doing line work. One of my Lyman Buddies, he lives out in more like the country space, and his chicken coop, they did zoning via like drones and satellites now. They don't even like come out, so they'll just like fly over and take pictures of your property and then like cross-reference it if you have any new structures. And his chicken coop, he put on wheels so that like they were like, hey, you got a new building? And he was like, no, the fuck I don't. He was like, I have a trailer that chickens live in. You know what I mean? And he was like, you come out here and see, and I can move this thing wherever you need me to move it to. But yeah, that's so that he didn't get taxed on the square footage of permanent structure. He threw some wheels on it.
Yeah.
Gotta
Wait,
do
they
it.
tax it like your house?
Yes, it's permanent square footage.
They got
on
enough
your
of my
property.
money. Jeez.
Now, if I put my tiny home on a trailer, on a big semi-trailer, and I park it on it, then no, they can't tax it because it is on wheels. Just like a camper. If I would sell this tiny home with a camper in here, they can't tax my camper because I can move.
But could you have your camper set up on your own property for as long as you want? Because I just found out a few weeks ago that's not a thing everywhere because I watch too much reality TV and I'm watching the one with all the wives. And they can't put their trailer on their property more than 40 days or something out of a year. Every 12 months, you can only get 40 days to have a trailer out on your own property.
So out here in the country, you got to have your, like my, if I had a camper trailer that was on wheels, it's fine. They can't tax me for it. But in the city limits of Mark Carmel, where our shop is, you cannot live in a camper.
Okay, so it is a rule other places. That's wild. Like, don't tell me where I can and cannot live. If I want to live in a box, I'll live in a box. If I want to live in a camper, I'll live in a camper. But I guess...
Yeah.
But really, could you imagine if you just let anybody do that, what it would look like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to have some sort
There's
of,
got to be some kind of rules.
Yeah.
Some kind of rules.
there has to be a government.
Sometime.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's why all the trailer people are always moving all over the place, because that's another thing that's hitting me on my reels is the people that just live in trailers and they're just moving from place to place. Like, look at my mountains. When I wake up, I'm like, huh, I wish. But also, I don't think I could travel like that.
I mean, what do you do? What do you do to be able to do that? You either have to have like a crazy nest egg or be like a day trader or something because you're like not at work.
Well, the
ever.
one lady,
Like,
she's
you
a...
know?
One
That's
lady's a medical, she's like a medical biller, so she just needs Wi-Fi, and then,
That's what his sister does.
yup, she does it from
On
remote.
the road, they can
Yeah.
travel and go places as long as they got internet.
Yup, I see a lot of that, because I don't know why they're all hitting my feed, but now they are.
That's what they're trying to say. You might as well go do medical billing.
We got to order into the guy that shot up the, what is it? The internet that's supposed to be coming out, that's supposed to be...
Oh, the Starlink stuff, right? Yeah,
Starlink.
Elon Musk's internet.
A lot
Ah,
of places right now, it's just not here.
I didn't know he had his own internet.
Yeah, well, it's via satellites, but it's like it's having issues because it can't keep up with the speeds that he's promising.
Yeah.
Oh, neither can Verizon.
The Usenet, we had Usenet out here and they suck.
Yeah.
We can't even hardly do anything on that, so.
Yeah, we have to restart our router every time we get in the house because everything works on the darn Wi-Fi, the cable, with all the apps, because we don't have cable anymore. We're unplugged. We just have the apps and stuff.
Is everything satellite for you guys?
Well, we're up in, yeah, it's got to be like a satellite. We used to have Dish and I got rid of it because they kept raising the money up on it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can get antenna TV for free.
Can you? Because you can't hear anymore.
We can hear, yeah.
They changed it, I think 4 or 5 years ago.
They don't broadcast that bandwidth anymore. Like
You
you
have
can't
to get the basic Comcast package to get anything now. You can't do antenna here anymore. They changed it, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, they change it here. They're going to have a bunch of people mad because that's all people do here. We like our antennas. Because
Bunny ears.
it's free. Yeah.
Did we lose Sandy?
Huh?
We lose Sandy already?
She had to run to the restroom.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. She just don't have a gallbladder, so there's. She's on call all the time for that. She'll be out here in a second.
Yeah.
So you guys already got plans for the next one next year?
We have ideas. And I don't think we're gonna go, I don't know how much we're saying yet about what's going on, but I don't think we're going convention hall thing, right? Is that where we're leaning towards?
I think so.
We have the space to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, why don't we use the space that we got, and then either we could do lower ticket prices, or we could do something even better with the money, because the budget will have extensively opened up if we're not paying like stupid money to an event center.
Right. No. We're all for it. You guys got stuff. We're all for it.
Yeah, so you know, we got something that works. We're not quite ready to give up our date yet, because I think other people, the other convention hosters out there are very respectful for people's dates when they can be. You know what I mean? Like they don't look at the calendar and go, oh, like August 11th, that's the good one. They would look at it hopefully and be like, oh, well, the first week in August, that's when GACE was last year. Maybe we should pick a different weekend. I feel like people are like that with the bigger ones, and it makes it easy for us to plan. So might have something up our sleeves, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun if it works out.
Hey, already.
We'll see what happens. But, you know, it'll be in good old New Jersey.
She's back.
Hi!
The bun's back.
The bun's back. I really appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us today. I hope you guys had fun with us. But if anyone wants to follow you or find you that doesn't already, how can they find you guys on social media or get a Tumbler turner themselves?
So on social media, we are, of course, Denos Tumbler Turners, LLC. Our website is the exact same thing, Denos Tumbler Turners, LLC. And TikTok is Denos Tumbler Turners. But it's a hot ass mess, I'm just going to warn you. I don't know how to TikTok. I just get on there and TikTok.
I think that's all we're all doing anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like literally scared on TikTok because I don't know. There's mean people on TikTok. I'm not a mean person like that. So I see a comment come through, and I'm like last night I was live, and somebody was mad because like the comments are going so crazy, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I had mods, so they told me assign some mods. So I had the trusted people that I knew from our group. Actually, 2 of our admins were on there, so that was easy. And then we added a couple more, and they were even having, I think, troubles trying to keep up, and it was just so crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do people do this for a living?
That's a good problem to have, though, is having too many comments.
No, yeah, it was great. It was great. And I told him I'd be back today because my internet kept glitching out, of course, because it was storming here. And they're just like, come back. So I still have some glitter guy epoxy to give away today on our live.
Yes. It was Sandy's birthday yesterday, by the way.
What? It was your birthday yesterday? Happy late birthday.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
This is what we call a win-win.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right, guys.
I don't get win-wins.
Yes, you lie.
Don't you dare, Deno. Don't you dare.
I get weak buns.
He just said your messy bun's weak. I can't even.
Oh boy.
It's definitely it's weak today.
No, you just need a little clippy. Well, that part's staying in.
Yeah, we're keeping that part.
That's the sign off, is the bun. You want to do your official sign?
Yeah, all right. Let's get back to work.
Put the kettle and never bring the kettle to the pot.
Now, pour the tea.